with our host Mitchell S. Carnes. Mitchell, oh my gosh, the year's already flying by. We're very close
Yeah.
to the releasing of your new book, and the cover's out too. And you got to go to your website. It's already up on your Facebook page and soon on the website. We're counting down the days, 6 days to release of the cleansing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. 22nd.
22nd. Can't believe it, right?
Yeah. And then, we're working on the next one. So everything is just kind of like jumbling up together. Last year flew by. This year is already flying by. Like you said, it's hard to believe it's the middle of January already.
Exactly. So let's talk about the cleansing really quickly, and then we'll get into some where you're going to be for book signings and things like that
Okay.
nature. Okay.
The cleansing is different from the others because this one has to do with a serial killer. And so, with a connection to Abby. And so it's kind of a taunt to her as well as a challenge to her and trying to find out the next person, the clues to it, and how to stop the killing while at the same time trying to find the killer.
And let's talk about, serial killers, how you saw this is very popular, right? In writing
Oh,
this
yeah.
book, right?
Yeah, and it's a particular mindset. And so, someone who's a sociopath or a psychopath, just they don't have the empathy, and so it makes it kind of a challenge. And the way they feel is by feeling through others and looking at how they have the fear in their faces and all those things. And so they tie into that. And the trouble with it is to catch them, you have to get into their mind, which, that's a dangerous thing to do. But you have to get in their mind to see why they're doing what they do and who might be next.
And and this is just it's a phenomenon in so many ways. Serial killing, you right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it's so popular. I wonder if you're one of the first Christian people in this murder mystery to bring a serial killer into a mix.
I would doubt it, but I haven't seen anything very, very popular to it.
Exactly. And your fans are different genres, right? So this is where you really see the serial killer thing to attract the non-Christian to read this book.
I'm hoping so because I hope they tie into Abby's story and then they want to read from the beginning, which is Watergrave, and they go on through the least of these and now the cleansing, and then Abby's Road comes next. So,
So tell me how you came up with the idea of a serial killer. What do you study any of these serial killers, or are you
uh,
interested? Go ahead.
yeah, and I think it's because watching Criminal Minds for so long and just kind of watching how they tried to get into the mind of serial killer and build this profile. And so that's where I kind of got into that and who would do these things and how would they be connected to Abby. And of course, you'll see someone from book one coming back into uh, book three, and that just builds with the whole growth of Abby at the same time, the challenge, the PTSD, the triggers for her, and uh, how she relates to the killer.
And so you really get into the PTSD mindset in some of these books.
Yeah, and that goes throughout because that's what Abby deals with as everything triggers. And so, the overall theme of these six books is own the truth or the truth will own you. And all of her life, she's let the truth own her and she's kept to herself and she didn't want to do anything in a personal nature or relationship natures because that makes her weak.
Where do you get the whole idea of deciding for her to have PTSD?
Just the backstory with her. Said her father was very abusive. He was a missionary and very, very strict, more of an Old Testament guy than a New Testament guy. And so it's the wrath of God versus the love of God. And when she was raped by someone that was he considered to be a righteous man, she took the blame for it. He kicks her out of the home. And so she has to go through all that surviving at the age of 14 living on the streets of Guatemala. And so all of that triggers that PTSD, what she went through, the whole challenge of not being believed, being disowned, being raped. And so she takes that out on God, she takes that out on the church. And then she, goes to the army and that structure and that um, safety of that situation builds into her, and so she transfers from there from the MP school into being a cop. And so now the cases are starting to trigger things that she was trying to push down for so long.
What is the reason you think she became a cop, even though in the military kind of got rid of a little bit of the PTSD?
Yeah, they dealt with it. I mean, that it suppressed it, I would say, not really got rid of it. But she wanted to go the furthest from Guatemala. And so when I was doing my research, there's a base in Germany that's a military police base. And so you've gone to someone who was outside the law for all of these 4 years. Now she's gone to the law to protect herself, to build that wall, and she likes that control, just the control of time, the control of situations. And so she goes into being a cop, and now she's into the homicide. And so the structure is what she thought made everything safe, but it doesn't. It just keeps it kind of in check.
Oh, in so many ways, and the triggers
Hmm.
and that conversation, how hard it is. And I see you see in the books, right, when things trigger her, how
Oh, yeah.
she reacts to them.
Yeah, and there's a dual imagery symbolism that I use because the showers, if you've read, books 1, 2, you understand how the showers are a negative thing for her, but it's also a way for her to symbolically feel like she's cleaning herself because she feels so tainted and dirty from that past.
And that's tough. Yeah, it definitely is. And the serial killer, I'm sure, brings up a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, what do
Um,
you think the serial killer reminds you of? I'm sure you're in. You said you're more into the Criminal Minds thing versus some of these other serial killers that are the most popular. But did you kind of put somebody together in this serial killer's name to
uh,
kind of look at specifically their killings and stuff? Go ahead.
in a way, in another way, I just kind of went with people that I've been in ministry with that take things to the extreme literally, and they, in their minds, they really believe they're doing the right thing, even if it means hurting people, even if it means running them off of the church. But they believe what they're doing is correct. And so that's the battle I have here. You have Abby at that stage where she's starting to accept that there are good people in the church, that there are um, people that live the love of Jesus. And then you have the serial killer who is a religious fanatic, and the cleansing, they think that's doing the right thing and what God would want. And so now it clashes, butts up against Abby, what she's growing through.
And this is a powerful story. You think you finally are hitting it in the third one in a way to really get people more and more to understand Abby, but understand the mind of a serial killer.
Oh yeah, it's a hard balance. And this is the one that, as we talked about several months ago, that I had to go through so many rewrites for, procedurally for the police, the consistencies I had to do, keeping in character. And it's hard when you're writing, and I'm writing from first person Abby's view, to jump into that, the opposite, her antagonist, and to do things from her perspective.
And her perspective is a pretty crazy perspective in so
Yeah,
many
yeah.
aspects. Wow. It's just a very, very interesting intertwining this whole thing together, Mitchell, in so many ways. All right. So, where can people come and see you?
They can get on our website, mitchellscarnesauthor.com. They can ask for me to come to a book club if it's near me and I can travel that far. Otherwise, they can do it virtually. They can come to the book signings. I have the first Saturday in February, February 7th, at 6 o'clock at Landmark Booksellers in Franklin, Tennessee. Then I'll be in East Tennessee at a Barnes and Noble in Johnson City on the 21st, and that's from, I think, 2 to 5. Then I will be in Illinois in the first part of March.
You're hitting every one of the places you hit before. Second time.
Yes, yes, and these are the places that I either have family or that I've been. So I'm building from there with people that know me, my classmates, my friends, family, church mates.
And what do you think now of the people? This is the third go, right? So in the tours, do you
Yes.
do you feel that you're getting more people to show up each time?
Yeah, and the thing that I liked at Landmark last time is that um, they wanted me to set up just like at a booth and, a table. And I decided not to do that. I said I would just like to meet people as they come in and just create conversations and have my little banners up, the ones behind me. And so I did that, and we just created conversations. And I sold several books to people that just walked in that didn't know me from Adam.
That's fantastic. That's fabulous in so many ways, Mitchell, because you're learning and the new people come and you're doing what is right. You're doing exactly what an author should do to grow that fan base and to get people really excited about the next book. And again, the
That's why
cleanse,
we write them, right?
yeah, and cleansing, January 22nd release,
Yes.
correct? It'll be able to all find our bookstores and check it out on Amazon. And the autographed copies will be available to pre-order on the 22nd. And we really appreciate it, Mitchell. Thanks again for stopping by, and we'll talk soon. Go to
Okay.
mitchellscarnesauthor.com. And you're
Yes.
listening to the special simulcast, the Neil Haley Show, and the Mitchell S. Carnes podcast.